Good morning. Myself Shakila Devi, Assistant Professor in Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to discuss about the subject CS 8792 Cryptography and Network Security. In Cryptography and Network Security, today we are going to discuss Unit 5. The topic is Intruders. So what is the outcome of learning this particular topic is, on successful completion of this module, the student should be able to summarize the concept of intruders. What is intrusion? Entrance by force or without permission or welcome is called as intrusion. So without a proper permission, if anybody try to enter means we call it as intrusion. Any set of action that attempts to compromise the integrity, confidentiality and availability of a resource. The intentional insertion of electromagnetic energy into the transmission path in any manner with the objective of deceiving operators or of causing confusions. That is, if you add some intentionally, if you add some electromagnetic waves to interrupt the transmission of messages, or if you by force or without any proper permission, if you enter into a try to enter into a particular system, so all these things are called as intrusions. Next, we are going to discuss about intruder. So, intruder is someone who intrudes on the privacy or the property of another without permission. So, if a particular person try to access the private informations of another without the proper permission, means we can call it him as a intruder. Next, we are going to discuss about the intrusion techniques. The objective of the intruder is to gain access to a system or to increase the range of privileges accessible on a system. So the system must maintain a file that associates a password with each authorized user. So what is the main objective of an intruder is try to access the system without the proper permission. So we have to protect the files or the systems by using proper password for restricting the unauthorized access. So in intrusion detection techniques, we can use the password method. The password files can be protected in one of the two ways. One is one-way function, another one is access control. So one-way function in the sense, we have a passwords, we have some set of passwords. The passwords are stored in a database. So if an user enter a particular password, that password is compared with the stored password. If it is equal means the user will gain the access, he can enter into the system. So this is called as one-way function. Access control means for each user we are giving some access control. He can only read the file, or he can update the file, or he can do any modifications as he want. He can change the property of the file. Likewise, for each and every user we'll give some access permissions. So these access permissions are stored in a particular database, so that when a user enters a password, that password is compared, and it's compared with the access permission also. Only that access permission is given to the user. So that is called as the access control. So next, we normally for intrusion detection and control and all those things, we'll use passwords. For passwords, we have number of cracking techniques. So what are the basic technique for cracking a password is, they'll try the default passwords, or they will try all the short passwords. That is, if you are using a password with only 3 letters, means the intruder can easily guess the password. Or they can try the password with the dictionary of words. For example, we can call this as a dictionary attack. They have a set of dictionary words, so by using all those words, they'll try to capture the passwords or crack the password. So for intrusion detection techniques, so if you want to capture a password means, or if you want to gain the access of the system means, they have to collect the information about the user, about their full name, date of birth and all those things. If you got the information means, most of the users uses the username or the password as their name and their date of birth, or the father name, mother name, likewise. So if we get the personal information means, we can easily guess the password. Another one is, most of the another possibility is, most of the us are using our phone numbers as passwords. or the room numbers or the key numbers. So these are the personal information. So if we collect all these information means we can easily guess the passwords. And also we can use Trojan horses. So Trojan horses is a spyware which kept inside the system and monitor all the activities of us. So by using the Trojan horse, we can gain the access or we can gain the password of a particular user. Next is intrusion prevention and detection. The best intrusion prevention system, if fails, means we have to go for the second one, that is intrusion detection system. So after intrusion happens, we have to find out the intrusion. So that is what we call it as intrusion detection system. So in intrusion detection system, we have two approaches. One is statistical anomaly detection, another one is rule-based detection. So in statistically anomaly detection, so we have to collect all the data related to the normal behavior of the user, that is the legitimate user's behavior over a period of time. So if we collect all the behaviors means if any behavior of if the behavior of any user deviate from the legitimate user's behavior means we can find out he is an intruder. So by using the behavior we can find it out. That is called a statistically anomaly detection. And next is rule-based detection. So it involves an attempt to define a set of rules that can be used to decide that a given behavior is an intruder or not. So for an intruder, we have to give some set of behaviors. So if a particular user's behavior matches with the set of rule means we can identify him as a intruder. So these are all some of the intrusion detection approaches. Thank you.